Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing, man. We in the house. We in the house today. Today's episode is sponsored by High Intentions Smoke Shop. If you're in the Akron, Canton area, make sure you stop by High Intentions for all your flower, cannabis, hashish, and vape needs. Make sure you come in. We also have a $24.99 special for your tobacco needs. Our $24.99 special. Just come in and ask for a $24.99 special. So shout out to High Intentions. Thank you guys so much, High Intentions Smoke Shop, for supporting today's podcast. Also, want to send another shout out to another sponsor. Shout out to the Breakfast Box. If you're in the Akron Canton area, make sure you stop on Copley Road by the Breakfast Box, known for our shrimp and grits, our brand new homegirl with your French toast, your choice of meat, eggs, and cheese. And you don't want to miss out. We got one of the best cooks. Shout out to my man Haitian Low. We're doing some big things over there at the Breakfast Box. And also, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Raycon. Thank you so much, Raycon, for supporting us. For all your video game, gaming, entertainment needs, make sure you go to rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com. What's going on, brother? I got my man Free. And of course, I got my brother, man, Rico, aka Prize. What's going on,
Yeah,
brothers? How you doing?
it's cracking.
What's good?
So today, man, we got a big subject, man. We talking about
hmm
Freeze guy, Shakur Stevenson, man. You know, they both Puerto Rican. So we know that's Freeze guy. So what you think
That's
about his
crazy.
performance, man? I thought it was terrific.
I want
Um,
to hear what Free gonna say about this one. I'll go
I
last.
think I think he did what he was supposed to do, um, far as getting him up out of there, but I believe he could have did it sooner. He played around with his food a little bit too much. Now the excuse he gave was that he hurt his hand. It was the reason why he couldn't get him out of there sooner. But my own observation, I saw that he just went away. He didn't stick to what was working. I mean, you saw early in the fight that the body work gave him problems. Um, and I think if Shakur would have stayed going to the body, stayed committed to the body earlier, he would have got him out there sooner. He played around a little bit. This dude should have never went 9 rounds with Shakur Stevenson. The man came to this fight on a 3-day notice. Um, there was no reason why this man should have stayed around for 9 rounds. Now the main focus that I'm concerned about is that Shakur hurt his hand once again. And moving forward, I don't know if Shakur is going to be that dominant force that we thought he could have been because of his hand issue. I don't know if he had what Floyd Mayweather had as far as the the know-how to be able to get past the tougher competition. Now the guys like uh Pat Lee and some of the lower level type guys, he can probably get past those with no problem. But when you're talking about the Tank Davis, the Wims, the Peters, and if he ever fights Keyshawn Davis, I don't know if that hand issue he can. I don't know if he can get past those guys. So that's a concern for me, far as Shakur. But other than that, I mean, he did what he was supposed to do by getting the guy out of there. I'm just glad he didn't let it go 12. But I think he could have got him out there a lot sooner.
I believe that he
I
hurt his
mean,
hand.
I think
Go
Freeze
ahead,
being
BBO.
unfair. I think
Yeah.
Freeze being unfair because I mean you're talking about a dude who we know can't, who's not known as a puncher. He's more known as a boxer. What more do you want? I mean, he got him out of there. They said get him out of there. He got him out of there. I mean, was it impressive? Probably not. But Shakur is one of those guys, man, who has absolutely no power. I mean, he's just a Paulo Malignaggi when it comes to power. It's like that doesn't mean he's not a good fighter, but I don't think he can knock out somebody's grandma. If you put a
That's
91-year
crazy.
old grandma in front of him, I don't think he can knock him out. I mean,
He knocked the electrician out, BBO.
we seen the video with him when he got into that scuffle with those people. He didn't knock nobody out. None of them people fell. They was looking at a boxer right in the face. So I mean, at this point, we kind of know what he is. I just wish the whole Tank stuff would stop coming up because it's
We
really
still got to
making.
see that though.
We're not going to see it. So we don't gotta play that game. We're not going to see it.
Well, let
Um,
me say this real quick. I feel like that he really did
I'm
hurt his
almost done.
hand.
I'm almost done. I
Go
just
ahead.
think you're not going to see it, and I just say you're not going to see it because at the end of the day, I had a good conversation with somebody earlier, and the man's 30 years old. What makes you think he's going to unify the titles at 30 years old, and he's never done it? Never done it. So I just think we got to stop with the games. Shakur is a great fighter. He should get on with his life and fight Zepeda after Zepeda loses the TF. Because at the end of the day, man, come on, man, the Tank fight is not happening, man. Not with those brittle hands. His hands look like peanut brittle, man. His
Yeah.
hands look horrible, man. There's no way he's fighting Shakur with them old beat up hands. Just not doing it. But go ahead,
Yeah,
go ahead.
no, you're right, BBO. Both of y'all brothers is right. I agree with both of y'all. Some of what y'all both said, but I feel like that he really did hurt his hand, and he kind of like put his hands in his pocket until he can, you know, try to tire the guy out, like he said. But nevertheless, he the one that said he hurt his hand early. But if he hurt his hand against Tank and it's early in the third round, bro, you can't. It's no escaping this dude. This dude gonna get to you, and Tank pick up on stuff like that. He'll sense that out real quick. Shakur said he was going to have a conversation when he get back and get settled. He's going to have a real revisit the conversation, a real conversation with Floyd. And you know Floyd and how him and Tank relationship is. So I'm pretty sure he will give Shakur some real pointers. Floyd knows how to save his own how to save hands. It's there. He did it. You know, he lost the power. He wasn't stretching people like he was when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. But you know, his hands was bad. So when he turned into Money Mayweather, he learned how to box. And I think Shakur can do the same thing, but he gonna have to clean that mess up real quick. As far as the fight, I thought he did what he's supposed to do. I agree with Free carried him a little bit too much. But if the man hurt his hand, he probably couldn't do what he wanted to do. But he did get the stoppage. Like, come on, people. He did what he's supposed to do. So
I mean, I got my man, my boxing scholar in the house, man. You know, Marky Dan. Mark, I'm gonna ask you one question, man, because you know you've been watching. You go pretty far back with the boxing. Have you ever seen a problem like soft hands get better?
No, that's something that always progressively gets worse throughout your career.
So that being said, unless Jesus Christ Himself comes down and touches this man's hands, it's a wrap. Am I wrong to say that?
Who
Am I
you
wrong to say
talk?
that?
You're talking about Shakur?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I mean, he can modify his style and just become, less offensive. We saw Floyd do it. We saw Ali do it for a certain time. So it's not impossible for him. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to step on it and get those big money fights now, because you can't be secure in your future with those type of hands. Because we saw Floyd retire the first time, and people
uh-huh.
didn't really know if Floyd was really coming back. It was speculated. People saying, "Oh, it's no way he doesn't come back," but people didn't know. His hands were, bro. They were supposed to be done at that point in '07, and
hmm
he still fought on till 2015 because he had to modify his style. But you ask, can Shakur continue on like this? I mean, yeah, it just depends on his durability. It depends on his discipline. It depends on his medical training staff, whoever you got on the team for that, because Floyd had specialists. I remember he was having people dip his hands in like some kind of wax, and he was paying them like $500,000
Yeah,
to do that.
big money.
Yeah,
Well,
so
this what
it
I want to
all
ask you, Mark.
and so like I just said, it depends on when Shakur invests in that. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
So you speaking on a good point. I just want to bring this up. He's a lot like his mentor Andre Ward. He overtrains. Andre Ward left the sport of boxing not because he was hurt, but because he overtrained. He loved boxing a little too much, and his knees went bad from training. And we're seeing a guy who's always in the gym, who doesn't seem to have a real life in any way. Let's be real. He doesn't seem to be having any type of life. And it seems like he's spending too much time in the gym overtraining. And I don't think because guys are so lazy, we never get to say this, but Shakur is contributing to his own demise with the overtraining. Every time I see him, he's in the gym doing what? Punching. He
But don't
has
you want them to
surgery,
be
right?
gym rat, BVO? Don't you wouldn't want you
Nah,
like
There's a difference between being a gym rat and being a
just a
workaholic.
yeah.
Being a workaholic will show his
I
family.
don't know about that.
Well,
That's what you're.
I'll give you a great point. The man had surgery. What was he doing, Mark? He was in the gym with no glove on, still trying to box.
Well, with that logic, I mean, because you have a car crash, you shouldn't drive. I mean, what are we talking about? He's a boxer. He punches with his hands. Like it
I
happens.
love it. I just think you're missing the point. The man needs to kind of cut back on the training. Um, even Muhammad Ali said it best.
I don't
He
think
would
so. I mean,
he
this
would
man
train.
was in a he was in a situation where he was out and about, right next to Takeoff. Takeoff got shot right next to him,
Don't say
and
shot.
we don't really know like what he went through from that situation. We don't know if there was some trauma from that. So if the gym is his piece, I mean that's his. Like I hate Shakur. I love to criticize him, but no, I can't. The man's doing what he's supposed to do. He's a boxer. He's in
Well,
the gym.
I don't believe that you hate him. That's not true. That's not
I
true. You
do.
don't like
Well,
some of
you know I don't, but I just
some
don't
of the
like him.
things he
I
do you
don't
don't
like
like.
him.
But I'm not gonna let the boxing the story and come out here and say something crazy that he hates somebody.
Yeah,
But I'll just say
I don't
this.
like him. I don't hate him.
I'll just say this. I never in a million years understood why no one be as honest. When you play too much, sometimes you get hurt. Not everybody, but some guys who overdo it get hurt. And I think he's a prime example of overexerting himself and playing way too much. Look at it. Come on, bro. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. You trying to tell me as a historian, we seen Floyd, you say be less offensive, right? He's not Floyd. No, this dude ain't
Right.
Floyd on his
True.
best day.
Well,
On
Floyd
his
was
best
always in the
day.
gym, BBO.
Bro, he couldn't
But
be Floyd
he ain't
with
Floyd
Floyd
though.
sitting on his shoulders. He couldn't
I
be
ain't
Floyd.
saying he Floyd, but BBO's
No,
criticizing
you
him
just
for
made a comparison about what Floyd did. That's the problem because we see Floyd with
no.
his
Hold
big
on, you
chains
bro.
on and his big goofy shoes, dressing like he 15. You forget Floyd Joy Mayweather was a bad mofo, man. You
He
don't you
was.
haven't bro, we haven't even seen nobody like Floyd. If you're being
I
honest.
don't think that we will ever again.
Well, not in
Floyd
the
is a
modern
doggone
era.
monster. If we think about Floyd, Floyd's not even the original. Floyd looks like Duran sometimes. Floyd looks a lot like Sugar Ray Leonard sometimes. Floyd is a doggone monster that his dad put together. So you want to try to compare a dude who couldn't wear Floyd's boots, couldn't wear Floyd's boots. Man, Floyd would beat the life out of Tank. Floyd would beat the life out of Shakur. He would beat Keyshawn to death. At 35, he's stopping all three of them, dog.
I don't disagree with none of that.
So
The
what I'm
point.
saying is we gotta stop. You gotta stop with this pom pom stuff talking about. Oh, Floyd did it. Man, he can't do it. Don't look at Floyd with them goofy
Well,
chains.
we can't see that he can't. We can't say that he can't do it,
He
BBO.
can't. You hear what I'm saying? He
That's
can't.
brutal. That's brutal, dog.
Hold on. Can you hear what I'm saying? He can't. I
BBO,
don't know
you
if you heard me
brutal. That's
before.
too
He
brutal,
won't.
bro. We don't
Is
know
that
what
better?
Shakur can do
I
until his
mean
career is
He
that's
over.
can't.
BBO's take, and he's got to stand
I
on
ain't
that. So
mad
when
at it. I'm
Shakur
not
do
mad
it,
at it,
when
Marcus.
Shakur do it, we on his head.
I
We on
just
his head.
I just
I didn't get
disagree
it
with
out.
it.
I didn't get that one out.
I
I
just
didn't get it out
disagree
fully.
He
with BBO.
can't.
That's all.
He won't. He
He
won't.
said he was going to talk to the man who's the
He can,
best person to
bro.
talk
He
to
can
about
talk to
fixing your hands.
Jesus. He can talk to Jesus Christ.
I ain't
It's
messing with you,
over,
bro. You out of pocket.
bro. It's over. The stuff you saying is crazy.
I
You
mean,
putting
I
out
don't know.
this
Your
falsehood.
hands are like the
Hold
most
on.
brittle bones of your body.
Go ahead,
Can I say
go ahead,
something? Can I say something?
go ahead.
Now, BBO, I think you looking at it the wrong way. You looking at it like they said he can be Floyd. No, he's asking for Floyd advice of how
Facts.
can he take care of his hands to prolong his career. That's a different type of suggestion. We're not saying that he can be like Floyd, but he can get help on how to prolong his career with his hands being the way it is. That's two different things. We're not saying he's going to be like Floyd. We're not saying that. Nobody's going to
Mike
be like
Reed.
Floyd. It's just how can he prolong his career with his hands being brittle? Floyd had the same thing. What suggestions can Floyd give him to prolong his career? That's what we're saying.
And what you're saying makes sense, and I respect it. I'm just telling you he won't and he can't. Because let's just
That's
be honest
tough.
here. Look at Floyd's hands, right? We look at Floyd's hands. Floyd's hands still don't look as bad as Shakur's look. There could be, give you a prime example. I remember I sprained my ankle, right? A friend of mine was able to tie a sock on his ankle, and the ankle went down the next day. Hold on, we got some feedback. Um, yeah, so he was able to he sprained his ankle. He was able to put a sock on it, it came right back. Me, I tried the same thing. Ankle look like a dog on basketball. So what I'm saying is what works for you is not going to work for him. I think Floyd too. People don't realize this. Roger the Black Mamba gave him some secrets to kind of preserve his hands. I don't believe the Black Mamba's not around anymore. His father's not around as far as training in that aspect. So I just think there's nothing he can do but either tough it out or retire. We got to call it because Mark made a great point. '07 Floyd, we thought Floyd was finished, finito, done. Floyd came out of nowhere with this magical style of not really hitting unless he had to, because he went in there and beat the life out of Canelo. I'm not gonna sit here and play like he didn't. He put hands and feet on Canelo. He put hands and feet on Robert, the Ghost Guerrero. So
Yeah,
let's
he
not
did.
act like Floyd was whooping some tail, man. Floyd went in there and beat Miguel Cotto at Miguel Cotto's best weight, 54,
That was
with
a
those
classic
same
fight.
hands.
That's a hell of a
So what
victory.
I'm saying is, I get what y'all saying, but he can't and he won't. What you got on the Thomas Hill?
That's tough.
That's
As
your
far as
opinion.
Floyd, as far
No,
as
our
Floyd,
question was, could Shakur get some pointers from Floyd to maybe
hell
extend
yeah,
his
he
career?
can get some pointers for Floyd. Floyd made a career off of dealing with a hand injury that took his actual pop away. People forgot before his hands got messed up. You know, he was putting people on the canvas at a frequent rate. So, you know, he had to learn how to adjust himself in his fighting style and make it beneficial to him without having the biggest threat of punching power. And also how to extend his career dealing with hands that are not that good. So, you know, I think that he can definitely get pointers from it. I think that he should seek. I believe Kobe is the greatest example of a true professional, a consummate professional, man. You never too good, you never too powerful to learn. You can learn from anybody and anyone. Hell, people that don't do it well. You can learn how not to do it well and how to do it better by looking at what they do to not do it so well. So, man, you can learn from anybody. That being the case, um, what I really want to talk about is like, will he be humble enough to say, you know what? I gotta put my full attention into listening to what he has to say and taking it and applying it, and then trying to find if there's a better alternative for him out there as well. Going back to the thing, because you know, a lot of times, a lot of these fighters get hate. Now he's getting hate because they quote unquote didn't look good against what they call electrician or whatever the case may be. Dude is a protect. He's a better fighter than the person that he was scheduled to fight. Then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, he did
That's
have bad hands. He did have bad hands, and you know he was still able to navigate the fight. So that those two things, I'm gonna give him that for. One thing I will speak of is on the hate. Now his grandpops, like a couple of months back, said his hands been hurting for the past 7 fights. This would make the 8th. So for the past 8 fights, his hands ain't been right. He just did an interview that's saying, I don't want to get in the ring with Tank until my hands are right. I don't know if them hands ever get right. But one thing we know, there was not going to be a fight until he felt his hands was right. So the stuff about Tank got to stop about him dodging, ducking, and whatever the case may be. And it brings a little bit more concept of light to the fact of why that fight probably didn't get replaced with Loma. Because he just can't get in that ring right now with Tank and be fully confident that he can outpoint him. And that's just how I feel with everything.
I
Man.
think you make a great point. We're gonna go to our next thing, but I just want to put a pin on what you're saying. You're saying that with his hands being how they are, you don't see him being able to do certain things. I just say this, man. Even if he gets some pointers free from from Floyd, I don't even think he's a quarter as good as Floyd was. And you say, why I say that? People forget that even when Floyd was young, he was a master defender.
I
He
mean,
took listen, he took what Whitaker did and almost was better at it in some aspects. That's the thing you got to remember. It's almost like when R. Kelly took Aaron Hall's whole style. You see R. Kelly with the bald head, with the cane, the vest with no shirt on. Sometimes people can do your style better than you. In this case, he can't, and he won't. The young dudes will burn him. Abdullah Mason burns him. Emiliano's gonna burn him because you're not gonna be able to beat these young guys if you can't keep them off you. Shakur really should do what I think he should do is have one more fight and announce his retirement. It's
that's
just that
crazy.
simple, man. Because he's too
Wow.
young. He's too young. Got too much life to live to permanently lose his hands because he's trying to prove a point to people he don't know. That's just my opinion. He won't. He can't.
Crazy.
And
You're
on to
crazy.
the next.
That's
So that
crazy.
being
What's the next
Can I
topic,
speak to that?
BBL?
Can I speak to that real quick?
Go ahead, T Dot.
I really want to speak to that last part that you said, being worried about people and what they say that don't mean nothing to him, he don't even know about or care about. He really got to leave the chatter about what other folks say about him alone and just handle his business in the ring, man. It don't matter how you win, you just got to win.
Yep.
It's all said
It
and
don't
done.
work like
The
that.
Lakers beat the
They gonna criticize
bro,
anyway,
the Lakers.
BBL.
Oh, you come
The
up here
Lakers,
with the kumbaya stuff, and you know it don't work like that.
Yeah,
It
this
doesn't work.
ain't
It
this
never
ain't
did.
yeah, this
Let
It
me
ain't
never
let
this
me
worked
let me
like
ain't
let
that.
me say let me
hey,
say
let me,
one last thing before we
Hold
go
on,
on.
let T Dot
Let me
finish.
No,
say
go
one
ahead.
last thing before we go.
Let T Dot
So
finish what he was saying real quick.
BBO, I respect your opinion, and your opinion. I'm not going to knock it. But what I will say is, if people listen to your advice, we will never have great fighters. Because what makes great
facts.
fighter is people digging down and pulling through the adversity of their career. That's what makes great fighters. You talking about this man need to hang it up and
That's
retire
crazy.
because he's
That
a
was
young
crazy.
guy? No, he might
That's a
end up being
bullet.
exactly what you
That's
think
crazy.
he can't be. He might end up being exactly what you think he can't be. Let that man figure out what he needs to do to prolong his career. That man still has a career left.
But
So
before
just
you
because he
go,
got brittle hands is not the end of his career. Now he might not be able to beat some of the guys that we might have thought that he was able to beat, but that's not going to end his career. That's just a couple of guys that he might not be able to beat. And who knows? He still might be able to beat them, even with the brittle hands. A lot of people didn't think Floyd was going to be able to get through certain situations with the brittle hands. He still made it through it. So we don't know. We don't know what he's really made of. This is going to show. Do Shakur really has the heart? Do he really has the will to battle through the adversity that he got now that he's dealt with having a hand issues that he's going to have probably the rest of his career. So that's all I got to say on it.
Y'all boys is tough in the chat, boy. Jeez.
I truly respect what you're saying, Free. I know you defending him because he's Puerto Rican. I get it, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me,
nah, that was one
a
of
guy
Floyd's
this. Hold
greatest
on, hold on,
takes.
hold on, Sugar Cane. Let me say this, and then we moving on, and I'll let you get
That
your
was
Sugar
point.
Cane
crazy.
is wild, dog.
You're
That's
right.
I
crazy.
think I think the thing that we missing is this. He's 27, 26 years old. I get it.
28.
I don't think people understand how hard it is for these athletes when they can't do simple things like tie a knot. Look at the close up of his hands. They look
That
cooked. They look
that's what he
cooked.
got. That's what he got lyric for. But to finish my point, bro, he definitely should not worry about what people say. Go in the ring and do what he got to do. Go wherever he got to go to get his hands checked out and make sure they right, and do what he needs to do to continue and further his career if that's truly his choice. I mean, he should not let anything try to stop him unless it physically stops him. That being the case, man, I think as far as defensive wise, I think his IQ ain't where Floyd's is on the defensive end, but that's something he can learn. So if he could spend time around Floyd, I'm pretty sure he could actually pick up on some traits and some cues that will help him. He's got elite athleticism, especially quickness. His quickness is off the charts. So I'm pretty sure if he knew how to, he had to know how, he could actually carry it out, man. The dude is pretty special with his athleticism and his
And it's not like he got
ability.
busted
And
up
I,
in his
and I
last
and I
fight,
respect
Tom.
that. I don't want. We've been too long on this topic. Forgive me for this, but let's move on to our next topic. So we got to speak about this. So we seen Bud Crawford, former two-time undisputed champion, grab former undisputed or unified champion Teofimo Lopez, and say almost like, "Hey, what did the people say?" Basically asking him, to expose to the people why he's doing this and that. Do you guys agree with that action? Do you think he should have did that, or was that just Bud being a goofball? What do you guys think?
I think he very much so should have did what he did to show everybody this man is not what he say he is. He's a fraud, and let everybody know. Because the man said, he pulled up on the man, gave that man a stiff hug, and said, "Now tell the people what you told me." And this man, this man's like, "What I say about
Stunned him.
what you've been doing? Oh, I was just doing that for promotion." And he said, "Now I don't have to whoop his." He said it. He said it twice because T.O. started talking while he was talking. He said, "Now I don't have to whoop his tail." And so that man said, "Well, can we at least please spar? Can we please spar? I just want to spar with you." This man Theo is not who he say he is, and Bud just let everybody know this man is not who he say he is. And I'm gonna show y'all he's not who he is. That's not the first time he pulled up on him. This time he actually got a chance to be able to grab him.
What you got on the Mark or Tom or Rico? What you
Uh,
got on?
I thought it was a beautiful moment for the sport. Teofimo Lopez absolutely got. I don't know what words I can use, but I'll say he got sunned. Bud Crawford came to him and he little buddied him. Okay, all that racist stuff, all the weirdness that Tio and his dad like to
This
do,
is a
all
sick
that.
Negro.
Hey, all of a sudden it's all for promotion. So, I don't really care about Tio to begin with. I don't know who he's fighting next. I heard it's not gonna be Matthias. I heard maybe it's Hitchens. Let me see him there. The Bud Crawford stuff, man. Bud Crawford would, bro, he'd do him crazy. Okay, like I wouldn't mind seeing the fight. I wouldn't mind seeing him get beat up
Are you talking
another
about a
time.
street fight? Or you talking about in the boxing ring?
No, I'm
Either
talking about
or.
I'm talking about the boxing ring. He's been
Either
calling
or
out
for
Bud for
me.
a fight. I know that. I know that's not gonna happen because Bud he's gonna take his Canelo payday, cash out. But I mean, come on, leave that alone, To. Stay with the guys at your weight class, the Devin Haney's, the Richardson Hitchens. That's your speed, not no Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, what? Oh my God, like just leave that alone.
Well, quick question, Mark. This is just a quick question to you because you're the historian. Weren't you the one that put your reputation on the line when he fought Josh Taylor and said he had no chance?
I don't think I put my reputation on. You know, I did. I did. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to
I
clear it up.
said he'd get. I said, matter of fact, I
Yeah, but
remember it.
Josh Taylor
I
ain't no
said he would
Terrence
get
Crawford.
slumped in 4 rounds. I said that. I did say that,
We
and I gave the
see
man his
Yeah,
credit. I
but
gave him his
yeah.
credit.
free.
But
We
Josh
see him
Taylor
take.
ain't no Terrence
He looked.
Crawford.
He was dominant versus better
Okay.
competition.
All
He
right.
didn't fight no
So
Ndungo.
let,
He
let me let,
fought
so do you think
Jose
T.O. beats Terrence
Ramirez.
Crawford? Do you think
Huh?
T.O. beats Terrence Crawford?
At what weight?
Whatever weight you want to say it at.
I think at
140.
47 he got a shot.
Heck
Do you?
no.
I didn't ask you. Do he got a shot? I said, do you think he beats him?
I don't know. I don't know if he beats him. I'll be honest. I don't
Video
know.
That's all
dancing
I need.
around the
That's all I
question
need to
like
know
Muhammad
right there.
Ali,
Man,
bro.
man, let me
That's all
say,
I
let
need
me
to know
say
right
something.
there.
He
You said
dancing
Let me
you
around
say,
that
said
let me
enough.
say
question.
something quick before you go, Prize. Terrence Crawford at welterweight has been 10 opponents, 10 body bags. I'm gonna just leave it right there. Go ahead, Prize.
Nah, I was just saying Terrence Crawford ran down on Bull, sunned him, and then there's other people talking about, oh well, they talked about it before it happened. No, he didn't. I don't want to hear nothing like
Yes,
that.
he
When
did. We seen
Bud
him take a
Crawford,
picture with Turkey. His
I don't
daddy
care nothing
Turkey.
about none of that. When he rolled up on him, why his energy wasn't the same then? So he
Dude,
sunned him.
T.O.'s a
He's
nerd, bro. Like, what you
Man,
expect him to
T.O.'s a
do?
goofy, and Terrence Crawford will whip his behind in the ring, out the ring, 47, 54, 60, 68, 75. Any you put them two in the ring, Terrence Crawford stops him 10 days out of 10 days, bro, in a row. So
No,
I
what
just want somebody to
I heard that
really, really
about
whoop
Josh
T.O.
Taylor, dog. I heard that. But
what
I
I what I
respect
what
it.
I
Come
really
on
think
now,
that
Josh Taylor.
What I think Terrence Crawford really should have did though, what he really should have did, it would have made me so proud. I would have been a fan of Terrence Crawford for at least one day. He should have made T.O. take that daggone do rag off. You ain't no thug, nigga. Take that daggone do rag off.
Old school free.
Yeah,
He
man,
like that. He ain't like that dude, right?
that's terrible.
Yeah, he had this, what's his name? Ski Mask, the slump guy. I think that's his name. I can't remember his name. But anyway, I get what he was trying to do. The
That
thing
man
about
looked like he
Tio,
was from Most Wanted Malibu. That,
Malibu's most one, I could definitely he just Tio's a cornball. And I'll be the first one to admit it. I mean, the dude's a corny, he's a corny dude. He show you every day how corny he is, man. But I'll say this. That being said, you couldn't have did me like that. I would have grabbed you by the gonads, man, and embarrassed you in front of everybody. You're not gonna do me
Everybody
like
not
that.
big and tall like you, cuz.
No, no. If I was little, you're not gonna, bro. I'm not nobody's punk. That was
I'm
some
glad you
jailhouse
said that,
stuff.
BBO.
Yeah,
That
Because
that was some
I put like this. I put like this.
that was
I
some
put like
prison
this.
work.
If for me, I can only speak about the youth authority. When I was in the youth authority, you never let a man put his arm around you in that kind of way. If
No.
I gotta pass away about it, that's what we gotta do.
I'm glad you said that because I'm almost certain all of us up here on this panel thinks the same way. That's
Hmm.
let you know that Tio was not built like that.
Even if Terrence Crawford would have
I'm not
whooped my
thug free.
behind,
Me and you ain't no thugs. I'm just saying I just couldn't believe on a man level you would let him do that. It's just
even
hey,
if T.O. whooped me, I'm still not gonna let you put your arm around me and talk to me like that. I probably would have tried to get you on the
Hey,
ground or something. But that was savage work, bro.
dog, I'm from
hey,
the
that was
school. I'm from the school.
Right,
You can't.
Josh. I'm
You.
crashing out, even if I
I
lose.
told y'all. I told y'all this many times before. I'm from the school. You can't beat me until you beat me. I don't care who you are. If you
Right.
say, "Hey, can this dude beat you?" No,
Nope.
and you can't beat me until you
Nope.
beat me. So I mean, I know he's not from the school that I'm from because if I was T.O. and Bud Crawford did that, I'd like, man, I said what I said. What are you talking
Social
about?
media raised T.O.
Do
Free.
you want to fight? Yes or no? All this other stuff you talking is irrelevant. It's either do you want to get in the ring with me or you don't. Let the people know if you scared of me or not. That's what I would have said.
you know what's so funny about the whole thing? Bud knew that. Bud knew that. Bud pulled a Bill Haney. He knew Tio was sweet, and he showed us what we already knew. Because he didn't talk like that to Earl. He didn't talk, and we all know Earl is finished. He didn't talk to
And,
Earl like that.
Nah, you did
and that's
what? No,
another
no,
thing
no.
that
You're right. You're right. You're
I'm
right.
glad you said that because you saw what happened when him and Earl got together. They was going back and forth. It wasn't no backing down from neither one of their sides.
No,
They,
you're right. You're absolutely
Bud
right.
was like, man, I'm gonna knock you out. Earl was like, man, I promise you, I'm gonna knock you out. They was going back and forth. They was going back and forth. Now we know what happened in the end, but neither
Yeah.
one of them backed down from each other.
Oh, you talking about like in that hallway? Oh yeah, in that hallway, it looked like
Yeah,
Earl was ready to risk it all in that hallway.
yeah, they was going back and forth. I
I
mean,
just,
it
you
wasn't no
know, that
backing
just
down.
really, that really, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. That really just eliminated me being a supporter of T.O. ever. I mean, the stuff, that was just crazy, bro. But I'm gonna start rooting for my man King Virgil Ortiz, man. I'm done with T.O., bro. I'm going with my man King Virgil, man, because
Hey,
that was just crazy.
Virgil, a heck of a fighter. He did a wonderful job on Saturday. Like I said, I have to take my hat off to him because I did not think he was going to be able to do that.
Me neither.
And he was getting schooled. He was getting
100%
schooled earlier. He
a
was getting
credit to
schooled early
Virgil.
on.
Yeah,
Virgil
I
was in
gotta
his
give
bag.
it.
That was his best fight
But
Yeah,
that being
that was his
said,
best
I don't know about
performance
that.
by a long shot.
by a
That was his
long shot, Free.
that was
what
his
100%.
about
best
when he beat
performance.
that old
T
man? He
Hill
beat that
said
old
it
man.
though.
Man,
That
we
was a
talking
good
about
fight.
a Madrimov, a guy, a
T
seasoned
Hill said
guy.
it. T Hill said that I think Madrimov was just overblown by that performance against Crawford. I thought that
Nah,
everybody put
Madrimov still
10s on.
had success in the fight, T
Yeah.
Dot, but I just thought Virgil overwhelmed him. Like Virgil picked it up because I had Madrimov doing his thing in the beginning, then Virgil picked it
That
up
dude
and
ain't
went
got
into them
no
deep
gas
waters.
tank, as
Man,
Freedom said.
Virgil
He
went
was
to them deep waters
completely.
and was swimming with a life jacket on,
Hey,
dog. He
I
did
still got
everything
my
right.
I still got
thought
my
I
scorecards right here. I can tell you. Round one, I gave it to Magnumov. Round two, I gave it to Virgil. Round three, I gave it to Magnumov. Round four, I gave it to Virgil. Round five, I gave it to Magnumov. Round six through round 12 was all Virgil.
Yeah, see, I had Madrimov winning them first couple of rounds, but like Free just said, 6 through 12 was clear that Virgil was doing his thing. But if you want, because I know Free had a swing round in there, so it was a
Yeah,
swing round in there somewhere. But
yeah
I felt
round
like from
seven.
6 to yeah, okay, so from 6 to 12, I thought that Virgil did his thing. Other than that one round, what was it? The seven you said, Free?
Yeah, the
One of
seventh
them I
round.
can't remember. I only seen it
The
one. One of them
seventh
was
round,
close.
Virgil was getting beat up.
Nah,
I
heck
know
nah,
it.
nah.
No, what I'm saying is the way he was coming with them little pop shots. I don't know if Virgil was confused, but he just couldn't find the range.
Well, Magic Mark was doing a lot of movement in the beginning, but when he slowed down and when he was in front of Virgil and available for Virgil to tee off, Virgil did his thing from 6 to 12. I would have to go look at that seventh round because it was a swing round, but for
Yeah,
what I can remember, six to
I
twelve,
gave
I'm
him
Virgil
it.
just
did
saying
his
I
them
gave
thing,
him
pop
it.
bro.
shots. I gotta give it to Magimov for them pop shots he was hitting him
I
with.
had it.
It
I
was
That's
think
a,
I
it
had
was
it
a
I
seven
gave it.
five for Virgil.
yeah, it was a swing. It was a swing round, but I end up giving Virgil the benefit of the doubt for round seven because it was a swing round. But I was like, you know what? I'm after what I saw him do in six, eight, and then 8 through 12. I was like, man, the swing round goes to Virgil. I gave him six all the way
I
through
got it.
12.
Yeah.
I had it 7-5 for Virgil. I thought Virgil
I
picked it
had
up.
it. I had a 9-3 all Virgil.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll just
I
say
don't know
this real
about that,
quick. If
but
you guys would like to support the channel in any way, it doesn't matter the number. You can definitely do that. All we want to do is try to keep the lights on here. So if you guys want to support the channel, by all means, go ahead and do it. We try to get at least 3 appreciations a show. We just appreciate you guys supporting us because that's what we do it for. It's for you. But
Matter of
but
fact,
that being said,
hold on,
I
BBO.
want to
Before you say something else, real quick. Before you say
go
something
ahead.
else, why those are there's two Mexicans. If you're gonna go for a Mexican fighter, there's two that you need to be talking about more than what you used to do with T.O. and Ryan. And that's Virgil and Bam Bam Rodriguez. Those are the two Mexicans that you need to be riding for. Because Ryan and T.O. was not the two that you should have been riding for, dog.
That
he
aged
wasn't
like milk,
Mexican.
didn't
He
it?
ain't had no
That aged
fan
like
base
milk.
like that.
And he still don't.
Who Bell?
You were it,
Tio.
BVO. You were really
Tio's a
it.
Tio's a
You were
goofy.
it. Oh no, I like you know what it was. I'll be honest. When I seen Fortnite T.O., I loved him. And then like all the races and yeah, he just went rogue on me. That's all. And then that Josh Taylor performance, I was like, oh my God. Then he beat Ortiz, who I thought beat Loma pretty good. I don't know.
He's a good fighter. He's a really talented fighter and entertaining. But
His mouth just ain't
nah,
worth it, man.
no, he's
His
not.
mouth is out of pocket. Cause I mean, no matter what about the Bud Crawford stuff, and I don't necessarily care for Bud. I don't want to say don't like. I don't care for how Bud does some things, but man, Bud's a good dude. He not my kind of person, but he's a good dude. So I mean, he shouldn't have to hear somebody call him a monkey or talk about his wife. These guys out of pocket with that stuff.
Yeah,
But that being
and he
said,
knew Bud Craw.
I want to
Well,
ask you
go
this,
ahead,
T here,
BVO.
before we move to our next situation. You were the first one to call Magimoff overrated. How did you see that? My man T Hill here.
Who called him overrated?
Well,
Me?
let me
T Hill.
go while Tommy Hill get
No,
it
he's talking
Oh,
together.
about
T
T
Dot.
Hill.
Oh, you talking about T
Well,
Dot.
yeah,
He might got a
let me go
point
while
there.
Tommy Hill.
Did
Let
we
me go while.
overrate Maximoff? But I
Well,
thought
T was
Maximoff
saying
still
that
was
from the
skilled in
gate.
Okay,
that
well,
in
okay.
his
Let me
Virgil
give my
fight.
take on
Go
the goddamn fight while Tommy. Oh, excuse me for cursing, but let me give my take while Tommy Hill gets it together.
Go ahead.
Um, So the first time I watched it live, I had Madrimov winning everything from round one to rounds 1 through 5. Then I gave let me see my score. I gave Virgil 7 through 8. Well, no, I gave him 7 through 9. I gave Madrimov 11 and Virgil 12. I had it 8-4. Then I rewatched it. I gave it Virgil 7-5. I had it like free. I gave Virgil 6 through 12 the second time I watched it. And I gave him round. Let me see. I gave him round 3. Then the third time I watched it, I actually had a draw. So I don't know. I was pretty confused about that fight, but
Dog,
credit
if
to
you
Man, he
had
was
a
Matchroom.
draw
everywhere.
the third time you
Yeah, it's
fought,
crazy.
you watched
Yeah,
it,
no, I
was you drunk the third time you watched it? Because it was
Right.
not a draw.
It was not even close to being a draw. But
well
I
I
gave
had
Madrimov the
Madrimov. I
first 5
literally
rounds,
well
and then I gave.
can I give my opinion and my take on how I saw it? Can I do that, brothers?
Oh, go ahead.
Respectfully?
Go ahead. I use an
Thank you.
accent. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. But anyways, so yeah, the third time I watched it, I just had it 6 for Madrimov the first round, 6 rounds. Then I had it 6 for Virgil the last 6. That's literally just I had it. It was a split fight to me. I do give you this. Virgil did pick it up in the end, and he was overwhelming him. And Madrimov had to try and switch up his style to try and compensate for that volume that was coming his way because he couldn't just move from it anymore, and he was
Yeah.
getting more and more tired. So I do give Virgil a lot of credit for that. He was eventually able to track him down. He was landing a lot of hard shots. Madrimov, I still think he's a good fighter. I'm not going to and I'm not going to do that thing where I say, oh, he wasn't that good. Da, da, da. Virgil deserves his credit. It was a hard fought victory. Where either man goes from here, I hope to see Virgil Ortiz in there with a champion next. Whether it's a Bakarov, who I heard it just signed with Turkey Al Sheikh in Riyadh season. So hopefully that fight can happen next. That's 2 killers.
Isn't
Or
Bachman still with PBC though? Or
no, I heard they bought him.
they
This is what
bought him
I
out?
heard.
Okay.
They bought him out his contract,
Okay. I got you. Okay.
and I'm not sure he was with PBC.
Only reason I knew he was with PBC is because
Who
he
you
was
talking
part
about?
you talking
Bakarov,
about
the
Bakro,
Russian.
the guy that beat up Tim Zoo. Only
Oh,
reason I knew
Baclav?
he was only reason I knew he was with PBC because what's the guy Watson was with him all the time. Watson was found him. You know what I'm talking about? What's Watson? You know the guy with the gray hair? He beat with his son. Can't remember his
You
first name. I
talking
think
about
his last name
Yeah,
Watson,
Sam.
but he always
You talking about Sam Watson.
Sam Watson. So that's Sam's guy. Sam is Bakram. Sam, that was Sam's project was Bakram.
Randy
So I know he's with PBC.
Watson?
Boy's good. The boy's good. Good and terrible. Good and terrible. Hey,
But
hey,
I
my dude
believe that
said, I'm
you'll
going to the
get
Black
on
Awareness
into
rally. I'll never
your
forget that.
will
That
and
brother
let
said, I'm going to the
them
Black
lead the
Awareness
way.
rally. There's going to be a lot of good women there at the Black Awareness rally.
Donations.
I thought that was a trash.
I thought it was a trash, man. Don't be hitting on me.
Hey, that's free. Don't be hitting on me. That's
That's
free.
crazy.
I thought that was trash.
Y'all boys
Who
crazy.
said that?
Say it again.
Y'all boys crazy, man.
No, I said who said that?
Oh, that's a movie called Coming to America.
Oh shit. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
coming to America.
Yeah,
Donations, donate. Man, I thought it
that's
was
when
a
you
trash. Don't be hitting on me.
that's the thing when you get where he said what they say the A word he whooped Joe Lewis's
He whooped
ass.
Joe Lewis. He said what?
I
He
don't know
did get a
how old he
point.
was, but he did whoop.
He did whoop his behind, didn't he?
Oh
Tell
yeah,
you what
right. He
though,
said Joe
if you
Lewis
ever
was
watch that
150
fight,
years old.
Yeah, Eddie
if you
Murphy
watch
played
that
all them
fight, man,
characters, dog. That was crazy.
Rocky Marciano beat the life out of Joe Lewis.
Man,
I don't know how
Man,
old
he
he was,
sent
but he
Joe
did
Lewis
whoop him.
over the ropes.
He did whoop
Bro,
him.
Joe Lewis
he
was
did whoop
laying in
him.
the ropes free like he was on a
Man,
heaven.
y'all should change the
Nah, the
sign
referee was
outside
trying to get Joe
from the
Lewis out
three
of there.
pop to the three putt.
I just don't understand My thing was this,
Did you hear what Joe Louis said after the fight? Joe Louis said, "I don't know if Marciano does things by the book, but I got hit by a library tonight." Damn,
Joe Lewis was 37
damn.
years. He was 37 years old in that fight.
No, he
bro.
was
I don't.
176 years old. I don't know how old he was, but he did whoop his ass.
What he say? He lied about his age all the time. I asked him, me and Martin Luther King was sitting there. I said, "How old are you, Joe?"
That's the one. That's the one. Every time we talk about boxing, they got to bring Joe Louis.
That brother funny. He said Rocky Marciano. That's day one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano. And you know
Well,
what's so
Rocky
funny,
Marciano was only 33, so it's not like it was like the
bro?
biggest.
Bro, the way he was beating on Joe
It's a
Louis,
movie.
dog.
Marciano got
I
in
know
later
because
though,
Joe
Five.
Lewis was an old 37, so I get it.
He
Yeah,
No,
fought.
it's a
Marciano,
movie. You
he was in the
gotta watch the
military.
movie, Prize. You
I
gotta watch
saw
the
it. I
movie.
saw it. I don't like. I saw it maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. I don't watch it, but
Man, I watched that joint
I
a
didn't watch the
hundred
That
movie so
joint
times.
is
much. I know it
trash.
word for word.
Exactly. I know that joint
oh,
word
you
for
talking
word.
about
I
what you
ain't
talking
even gotta be
about? Coming
looking
to
at the.
America?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that a million times. I could recite that whole movie for you. I thought you talking about the actual fight between Joe
That's what we're
Lewis.
talking about. That's what we're talking
That
about.
movie, you know
Oh,
what's so
no,
funny
I
about
thought y'all
that
was talking
movie?
about the Joe
You
Lewis
know,
Rocky
let me say this real
Marciano
quick.
fight.
Eddie Murphy's the only guy I know that makes great movies, and you don't even notice that they all black. You never
Low
even
key.
notice that.
Yeah. It's only a couple movies that he had a few white people in like Trading
Yeah,
Places. What was the
Beverly
other
Hill
Oh, that was
Cops.
a
Beverly Hills
funny.
Cop?
That was a
Yeah,
funny
Beverly Hills
movie,
Cop,
bro.
Trading Places. It's only a few of them, but majority of his movies is all black. 48 Hours is another one he had. A white
Nick Nolte was in
co-star.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what do
yeah.
y'all like better? Y'all like Police Academy 1 or Beverly Hills Cop 1 better?
Beverly Hill Cop
Beverly
by
Hills
Beverly
far.
Hills
Cops.
Cop, like
Yeah.
Police Academy.
Oh wait,
Police
no, Police
Academy is
Academy.
funny. It's funny,
It's
but
corny funny
I
though.
like that
it's
kind of
that corny
slapstick
funny.
comedy
It's that
though. That's what I
yeah,
like. And
That
it's
dry
everything is
comedy,
just
you
a
gotta like
parody.
that.
Them first
yeah.
three movies free. I don't know why they made so many of them, but the first three were hilarious, like Nick
That's like
Cannon.
the
Yeah,
Revenge of the Nerds. The Revenge of the Nerds was like that kind of corny,
that
but it
was a
was
corny porn
Nah,
star.
that movie was
That was a
crazy.
weird movie in general.
That movie was crazy when they set up
That's
the
for
cameras in
anybody
the
who don't get
girls'
no
locker
cheeks,
room.
man.
Hey, matter of fact, I tell you this:
whoa.
if you watch Revenge of the Nerds, Revenge of the Nerds was the first movie that they started showing actually nudity on
Yeah,
regular
because
TV.
when they put that spy camera in the girls' locker room, and Booger was like, "I
Yeah,
want to see
that's when they
Bush."
first started showing nude
He
people
wanted to
on
see
regular
Bush,
TV with Revenge of the Nerds.
and them
Y'all ever
girls was
see
hairy than a mofo, dog.
y'all
But
ever
we can
seen
move
That was
on.
the thing back
Let's
then,
go
man.
back to
y'all ever
boxing, bro. Back to boxing. We going too far, bro.
But
ah
I'll say this, man. What did you guys think about Martin Bacoli with those short hooks
Man,
that was hurting Joseph Parker, and then he just got beat to death?
man.
that was on
I,
him, BVO. That was
I'm
on
con-
him. That
I'm
was his
convinced.
I
fault.
said
He
it.
should have never took that fight. He was out of shape. He was a mess, and he
I'm
deserved what he
Man.
got.
I'm
But
convinced.
I'm not gonna throw him away. I'm gonna still rock with him.
I'm convinced. Mark McCauley took a dive. I'm convinced. I went back and looked at that shot 6 times. The first 2 times I didn't see the shot hit. The last 4 times that joint hit him at the crown of his head. That man took a dive. That man took a dive, dog.
It was a weird punch. I'll just say this. I'll say this though. Those short hooks he was giving Joseph was like stinging him. Like he was freezing. I'm like, whoa. And then out of nowhere, he did just get knocked out. But one thing I will say, for a guy my side, me and Bacoli are the exact same size. For one, dudes like us can't be on no plane no 15 hours.
L-
And on
l-
top of
a-
that,
answer this question for me. Answer this question for me.
what's that?
The punches that he was getting hit flush in the face by Big Baby Anderson. He was getting hit flush in the face. Those
Yeah.
punches. You telling me those punches was weaker than the punch that he got hit at the top of the head?
I think he was tired though, Free. I really think he was
Nah,
tired.
that man did a dance and then went down and he got up and started smiling. He
Right.
got up
I
and
just
started
don't know. I
smiling.
don't know because he was walking Joseph down like it didn't hurt. So I was shocked
Man,
when he got
Joseph
knocked
Parker
out.
was putting it on him, man. Shout out Joseph
Nah,
Parker. I'm putting
that
respect
was a
on his
very
name.
even fight
That
up
man,
until the
go
They
knockout.
gotta
back and
run
watch
that
that
back.
fight.
That looks
Go
staged, man.
go
That
back and
that
watch
looks
that fight.
staged.
That
Man,
fight
hell
that
nah. I'm
that
looking
punch
at it
that
right
he
now.
That punch that he hit him with, it was partially blocked, and it hit him in the top of the head. And you telling me that punch was much harder than the punches he was getting caught with against Big Baby Anderson? Nah, that man took a dive, dog.
That
I
man
ain't gonna
took
go
a
that
dive.
far, but
Hey,
I ain't gonna go that
free.
far,
That man
but
took a
it
That's
dive.
a
looked weird.
that's a really scandalous accusation you just made.
Nah, but
I
if
don't
you
care.
think about it though,
That's
BBO,
I said I'm convinced that he took a dive. I'm convinced
Go
that he
ahead,
took a dive.
T Hill. My bad. Go ahead, T
if
Hill.
you think about it though, it was a lot of stuff that happened prior to them fights, during the fights, and after the fights that looked suspect, bro. And that punch, man, for it to do the damage that it did, it looked like it whizzed right by his head. It didn't even look like it clipped him. And my
I
man
thought it
was
didn't
like,
hit him. I thought
That's
it
what I
didn't hit him. I'm gonna be honest. I
I
thought he
I
didn't get
thought
hit.
it
I just seen him fall.
that's
I
what
thought
I
the
said
punch
to you when I
landed, but
first saw
why
it.
it was so effective is because it hit. I thought it hit him in the back of his head. And I'm looking at it right now. It looks like it glanced off the back of his head because
Yeah,
McCauley
it looked
ducked
like it
down,
did. It did. I'm
and
gonna give him.
that
Yeah.
shot and
Nah,
that took
it
his
did it.
equilibrium from him. That
No,
still
it
hit
okay,
him
didn't
in
hit
so
him
those
in the it
spots.
didn't hit him in the back of the head. It didn't
so
hit him in the
I'm
back
about
of
to
the
put
head
it on the
because
screen.
they showed a side view, a replay of the
just
side
put it
view.
on the screen
It
and
hit
then
him in the
slow it down to
crown of
half
his head.
speed.
It hit him in the crown of his head. They showed a side view. It hit him in the
Oh, it
crown of
hit
his
him on the
head.
hardest part of his head. That's the hardest part of a
Yes,
person's head.
It
yes.
looked
That's what I'm saying. I'm convinced he took a dive. I'm convinced he took a
to
dive.
me the
That's a
way
scandalous
what I'm looking
accusation.
at, it looked like the side of it looked like he ducked down and hit the side of the back of his head, like the right side.
Yeah, if you're looking for the
So I
overview,
got
yeah.
one more. I got one more for you guys. We got one more before we get out of here. I just want to ask you guys this, man. Did you see my man Adonis get robbed this weekend? That was horrible. A draw?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was horrible, man.
that was bad.
That
Because
was
I thought
horrible, man.
Adonis was. I initially thought Adonis was going to lose that fight, but when I watched that fight was not a draw, dog. Adonis won that fight. Saraz did
Can I
not
ask you
do
this?
enough for that to be a draw. He did not do enough for that to be a draw.
How can
I
Turkey
did
get him the
I did
scorecards? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see
nah
Turkey?
what
Yeah,
yeah I saw
I heard people make that accusation early. I didn't know what they were talking about. Then I went and looked it up. This man Turkey went and got the scorecards of I forgot who it was, but somebody that was down. I forgot who the fighter was, but they was
it was
losing on the
Shiraz.
scorecard.
Shiraz,
Turkey went
his
over there
guy.
and told them. He told them that they was
Shiraz,
losing.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but I
Shiraz.
don't think
That's his
no, but I
guy.
think people are making a bigger deal. I don't think Turkey actually knew what the scores were. I just think he was telling them to pick it up because that's the
No,
same thing. No, a
he went
couple of
and got
years
the
ago.
scorecards.
What? No, okay. You actually saw video of him going
They
checking
got
with the
video
judges,
of they
and
They
they
got
got
brought
video of
him
him
video.
with
there.
the
Okay, I need to
scorecards,
look at that.
Mark. Ain't
Okay,
nobody
I need to
making
They
look
that
at
up.
that. That's crazy. That's crazy work.
I told you he was crooked, bro. I told you he was crooked. I mean, y'all see him a few times, give out a couple bean pies. Y'all think he ain't crooked. The dude is
I mean,
crooked, dog.
but how is that crooked really? Like how is that
Dog, you
crooked?
don't get nobody no scorecards, man. Who the F is you? You don't do
What you
that.
No,
mean?
you
No,
he's
what
not
would be
supposed to.
crooked
No,
is what
I'm
would be
listen,
crooked. Oh, hold on,
listen,
free. Hold
Marky
on. Let
Dan,
me just say this. Let me
Marky
just say
Dan,
what would be crooked. Okay, go ahead. I'll go after
Marky
you.
Dan. When you are a judge, nobody is supposed to be able to see your scorecards until the end of the fight. That's why we only see the unofficial scorecards. Nobody knows what the scorecards is until the fight is over. The judge don't give those scorecards to nobody. Nobody's supposed to see that. That's his scorecard. Nobody's supposed to see those. So
Okay, but
if he's getting the scorecards from the judges, he's not supposed to be doing that.
okay, I agree. Then whatever sanction should be there for him. But I'm just saying, do you really think it? I mean, you could say it had an impact on the fight, but unless he actually told them, "Hey, give Shiraz the last 2 or 3 rounds," I don't really care that much, to be honest. I don't like. I don't think it had that big an impact on the fight. Because
So
Shiraz should have known he was. If Frank
so
Warren,
what
hold on. Let me say this. Frank Warren was telling him he was down for multiple rounds, and
Frank
his
Warren
corner was
probably
getting on him. So I don't
Frank
think Turkey
Frank
needed to
Warren
tell
was
him that.
sitting right there with Turkey sitting there. Maybe Turkey told him, "Hey, your man is down, dog. You need to tell him to pick it up. Your man is down."
Your man is
Hey,
down.
either which way, As long as the referee ain't doing no weird stoppages or
No,
taking random
but what
points,
I'm
or
saying is,
I get it.
if
I get what you're saying,
if
Free.
if the person is putting on the fight is able to get the scorecards before the announcer get the scorecards at the end of the fight, you trying to tell me that he can't say something to a judge and be like, "Hey, man, you got this dude down. He ain't supposed to be down." You don't tell me he don't
Hey,
have that influence. He's the one that hired these people for these fights.
hey, if that's the case, hey, it should be scrutinized because I do agree. That's weird. That is weird. It should be scrutinized. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, well, before we get out of here, don't we got one more with the Bivol Better BF
Hey,
rematch?
we touch Caballero at all, or did I get in too late?
We didn't touch that either.
I think he deserves some time, bro. That was
Don't
a
go up.
great
You
performance.
wait for the ball to come to you.
Yeah, when
That's
he
right
when
there.
he stopped Beck Bang Zhang, I give him 100% credit. Zhang was he was out of breath about the second and third round, but he kept he dedicated himself to the body, and that really slows Zhang down. Even Zhang still can crack though. He still got a knockdown, and it wasn't even with his best punch, but the dude got reckless or whatever. But other than that, I give him 100% credit for beating Zhang. But I don't think this is the end of Zhang though. He still can crack, but I don't know. He was so tired.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something that me and my man Clarence was talking on this morning, and I didn't even think about it. Clarence brought it up, and it was a good idea. I think the next fight should be Big Bang Zane versus Martin McCauley. We were trying to figure out what's next for Martin McCauley. Him and Big Bang Zane should get
That's
in
cool.
a fight together.
I
That's
agree.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, both those
I
guys
wouldn't
coming
mind
off
that.
of losses. Yeah,
hmm
but
But
success took
Archer,
his choice.
Dimitri Bivol, he did his thing. I picked him to win. I know people. He lost the first time. A lot of people jumped off the train, but I rode with him, and I felt like he would did what he had to do. But I still want to see a third fight. But is the question is Eddie gonna and Turkey gonna let that happen, or they just move on to Benavidez next? Because the fight is warned
Nah,
for a third fight.
they
But
already said it. They already said that it's going to be a third fight. That was the reason why Bivol won. The money is in the trilogy. That's where the money's at.
hmm
The money's in the trilogy. But I'm gonna say this. I thought Bivol did enough to win. I heard a lot of people saying that there was the middle rounds where they believed that Bivol won majority of those middle rounds. But when I was looking at the fight, because I was catching back and forth because I was out, so I didn't get the chance to see the entire fight live. But the rounds that I did see, I thought Bivol did enough to win the fight. So I wasn't upset with the ruling of Bivol winning because from what I saw, it looked like Bivol did enough to win.
Yeah, I had to
yeah,
go. I had to go back and watch the fight myself. But I felt like Bivol did enough to win. But I mean, that's why we got to see a third fight, and that's why I picked Bivol this time. 'Cause I was like, I feel like it's gonna, you know, I feel like Bivol's gonna beat him. I don't know why. I thought the first fight was close, but I thought, Better BF did his thing down the stretch. But I feel like that it's warrant for a third fight. But I'm just worried about if Eddie and Turkey move in another direction because they'll say, "Well, drop this belt and that belt. We still gonna. It'll be a belt or two on the line with Benavidez. Is more money in that fight with Benavidez and Bivol than I think Better BF in the third fight. I could be wrong though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had
I'm really intrigued to see if Bivol can do what he did against Arthur against David Benavidez because David Benavidez is a more active fighter. He has a lot more offense than Bivol. I mean than Arthur has. Arthur don't just throw a bunch of punches. He throws calculated punches. So I don't know if Bivol is going to be up for that task. I mean, I would love to see it, but I don't know if Bivol is up for the task. And I think David, if David going to beat any of them, I think Bivol is the one that he can beat. I don't know if he could beat Arthur.
yeah. I had Bivol winning the fight 7-5. It was very close. That being said, Bivol came in with a mentality that for every one punch he lands, I'm gonna throw, or excuse me, for every one punch he lands, I gotta land three. and that's really what he did throughout the fight. He really took control from the first round to round three. Then it was like a reverse of the first fight from how I saw it, because Bivol took rounds 1 to 3, then Beterbiev took rounds 4 to 6, and then Bivol took the middle rounds, and it came down to the championship rounds. But this time, um, Beterbiev won the 10th, but Bivol didn't let him win the 11th, and I didn't think he let him win the 12th. Bivol came out storming, and I thought those 2 rounds won him the fight. It was a great and competitive contest. I wouldn't mind seeing the third fight. Um, as for Benavidez, like Free said, I'd love to see that fight. I really can't call that right now. Um, I'd like to pick Bivol, but I really can't call that right now. I gotta see it.
I know one
I
thing.
want to
I
see a
know
Stop
one
me
rematch
up,
thing.
though.
BBO.
One of these guys better get on David Benavidez before he get acclimated at that weight. Because he get acclimated at that weight. I mean, it might be curtains for both of them.
I want to
Yeah,
see the rematch free. I don't want to see them
I do.
skip on
I
them.
do
I don't
too.
want to see him skip them. I don't want to see him skip right to Benavidez. I know it'd probably be a more interesting fight, more money, a bigger fight, but I want to see the rematch though. I think Bivol can beat him again.
I mean, they gotta have a rematch. Right now it's 1-1. We don't know who's the better fighter. They both won against each other. So
Right.
I need to have a clear winner
They
of
took
who's the
each
better
other's
fighter.
own.
Yeah, they took each other's oath. So I need a clear winner of who's the better guy. Because right now it's even. They all Bibble did is even up the score. That's all he
Hmm.
did.
And we got to beat him again. It's only right, but I mean, I think the fans, I think they wouldn't mind to see a rematch of a trilogy. I think Better BF gonna come in and do a good thing. I might even pick Better BF in it. I always pick Bevo in the first fight, and I picked him again in the second fight. But the third fight, man, it's gonna be tough to beat Better BF twice back to back. Man, that's
Yeah.
tough, man.
I think if they do have a third fight, I think it's wanting of a third fight, but I think if they do have a third fight, I think they need to do it outside of Saudi Arabia.
I
Yeah,
was
They
just
bro.
don't
about to
they
say
don't need to
that
do
because
that.
Yes.
They don't need to do
I
that in
just I,
rehab season.
I don't want to see no more fights. I understand when y'all brothers, when y'all get well, Turkey. You know, I don't like the fights over there. There's a lot of brothers on YouTube that say that, and I'm starting to feel them more because like that was brutal, bro. I don't know why I woke up thinking, oh, let me go get some alcohol, some Coronas. You know what I'm saying? Let me get myself together. The fights come on tonight at 9 o'clock. No, they don't. No, they don't. They come on at 11:30. I already had made a date with my mama. I couldn't not do that. So I was
And
annoyed with
I
that.
was
I'm annoyed with that, D Free. I'm really,
yeah,
really annoyed with that time.
and that's what I was talking about because I had plans with my family and stuff like that. So I'm at the roller skate rink. I'm out here skating, and I come back every couple of rounds and look to
Right,
see what's going on in the fight, and then I go back on the ring. I'm like, man, I can't even enjoy myself because I'm worried about the fight, but I want to have fun with the family. I'm going back and forth. I'm like, man, this is
man.
crazy. I
I
should
ain't even
not be
had the
doing this
fights.
on a Saturday afternoon.
All I had was the homie Marky Dan calling the fights. I was on the channel with my AirPod in, like, bro. You know what I mean? This is bogus right here, man. Because I'm supposed to be able to handle my handle. We gotta get up, we gotta cut our grass, do man stuff during Saturday, and then make sure the family cool. And then 9 o'clock is our time when the fight start. But this 11:30 stuff is bogus, bro. It's just
Yeah,
I
yo
don't
so
like
that,
that, man. That's my only
that,
thing. I
now
appreciate the
like I
cards
said,
and the fights free, but I don't appreciate the time. That's my only pet peeve with that, the damn
now
time.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it every once in a while. You have a fight in Saudi Arabia because it is a world sport. So I mean they go to the UKs every once in a while. You'll see a fight over in Japan every once in a while. But to have every fight over there in Saudi Arabia, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's whack. It's getting
so
whack, bro. With that, like I
so are
said,
we
man,
saying
you had stuff to do with your family. I had stuff to do with my family, and this is like, damn, bro. I'm about to miss the live stream. I'm about to miss, my brothers on YouTube, hanging out with my brothers on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, but it's family over everything, so I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? But that was
Right.
bogus, man. I'm over that 11:30, 12 a.m. start, and then Then they got all these intermissions in between. This is like, bro, just run the fights if you're gonna have them on that daggone early, dog. That joint
Go
is,
ahead,
I
TL.
don't like that.
Go ahead,
So
TL.
everybody is reserved to the fact that Bivol definitely won the fight.
Yeah, I'd say Bivol
Yeah,
definitely
he
won the
Yeah,
won.
fight.
I think Bibble did enough to win the fight. From what, like I said, from what I was able to see because I was out, so I wasn't able to see every single round. But from what I did see, it seemed like I saw enough of the fight where I believe Bibble won at least 7 rounds. I believe he won at least
Hey,
7 rounds.
well, I'd say I like watching the fights back at half speed, man. Because half speed, you get to see everything, man. I'm under the principle living out here in California, man. We had a great basketball coach for college. His name John Wooden, man. He used to have some hell of a sayings. He said one thing: never mistake activity for achievement. There's a lot of times when people look active, but their activity not really landing them any kind of progression. And I think sometimes in boxing, especially because of the vantage points, people get awarded for their activeness instead of the actual effectiveness. So
Yeah.
What
I
did you
like
have to
for
score, T Dot? Did you have better be
I
at
had a
winning?
7. I had better be at winning 7-5,
All right. That's why it
Yeah.
need to be a
but
third
Now,
it was
fight.
a good
hey,
fight
I'ma
nonetheless.
say this. I'm gonna say this. We sit over here complaining about watching the fight at 11 o'clock, 11:30 a.m. Imagine T Hill having to watch it at 8:30 a.m.
Mm.
Facts. I didn't even know. I was fortunate enough to catch the Boaty fight because I sure didn't know what was going on. So I was like, damn. I put it on and KQ was on, and I was like, oh, let me see what KQ talking about. And he was about to start calling the fight.
Yeah, 8:30 a.m. Man, I'm getting up fixing breakfast for the family. I'm
Just
not
waking up
expecting to be
in the
watching no
morning, gotta
fight.
thank God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's whack,
That is
bro.
crazy. But it was a good card, bro. I can't hate. A damn good card. I mean, I ain't mad at Devo because Bivol did what I didn't think he was going to do. I thought he was going to get sparked. He didn't get sparked, so I'm not
Yeah,
mad at it either
yeah.
way.
The overall, yeah, it was a good card. I mean, it wasn't the card of the century like they was trying to
Hell
promote it,
no.
but it was a
Definitely
good card
wasn't.
though.
Hell no. It wasn't no card of
I'll
century,
say
but
it
it
was
was
a
a,
pretty. I'll say it was a really good card, but
it
it
was
wasn't
a
Yeah,
no
good
it
card.
was a
Very
good
good
card.
card.
It wasn't no
And I
card
say the only
decision.
thing that kind of dimmed the card was a lot of the stuff that preceded the fights that happened during some of the fights and actually some of the things that transpired after the fights. But other
Yeah,
than that, man, I mean, the fights was pretty good. A lot of them that was on that card actually ended up delivering. Only a
yeah.
couple didn't, but hell,
It's
Yeah,
only
that
three
Buatsi
three.
Callum
It's only
Smith,
three
that
things that I
fight,
saw.
that was a fight that we wasn't even thinking about. That first fight delivered.
That fight was
Yeah,
good, and you know what? It was a
hella
couple of
delivered.
judges
It
that should
was
have got
crazy.
investigated by the FBI. It was a
hey,
couple of judges
I
that had
was just
Oh
about
some
to say
yeah,
that.
one
nasty
of them
work.
judges gave Callum
I,
Smith one
I was just
nineteen,
I
one
was
That
just
was
about
eleven.
to say that
nasty, nasty.
it was only
Crazy.
three things with that card that I saw that was bad. One was the time frame, two was the referees, and three was the judges. Those were the only three things that I saw bad with the card because that
Yeah,
the
that's
One
the
hundred
time
dropping it
frame
percent
early off.
the time frame was brutal,
facts.
and then the daggone referee, that
And the
one referee that was
judges.
in that Magnum fight, I
Oh
wanted to
my
smack
god,
him through the TV.
119, 110. I said
nasty
That was
119,
work.
111.
crazy.
That was
I
so
did
That was
not like that
nasty.
crazy.
referee. No, that referee, no, when he broke up Magnum off and walked him all the way to the corner, I thought he was about to take a point. This man talked to him. He told him,
He
"Look, you
just
go
said-
in the neutral
and he did
corner
it more than
and
once.
let's go."
Free.
I'm like, no,
He
you
did
could
it
have
more
just
than
broke it
once. He
up and
walked Majim off to a neutral corner and had a conversation with him. I'm like, what you calling time for?
yeah. I'm like, dog, you could have just
Huh.
broke them up and say, "Hey, stop the forearm or stop the holding and get back to the action." You walking them all the way over like you about to take a point.
Nah,
I'm
it's a
like,
whole
man, this
bunch of theatrics. You see, he was doing like he was like pointing with his finger and waving his hand out, even when he wasn't separating them, when he was at distance. Like he
that
just
man was
wanted
sitting
to
there
be
like
the
this. He was
show.
sitting there like he was
There's a
ready to
whole
get
bunch
in
of
there.
theatrics.
He was just sitting there like he ready to get in there. I'm like, dog, will you move? You
Yeah,
blocking him just
his
like getting
body
to see
was
the fight.
tense. Like he
Move.
ready to jump in, bro.
I'm like,
My
man, you
man was
about to
on the
wait.
ready, dog. Like he was on the payroll. That's what it really looked like.
That man sitting there like this. All right. Hey, stop. Hey, look, you go over there to that daggone court. Come here. I need to talk to you. Come here for a minute. Hey, man, listen. Stop all the daggone holding, man.
I know
When
that
I'm
was
trying to have
bogus.
a good fight, stop all the
I
holding.
can't
All right,
cuss.
y'all go ahead back fight. All right, stop.
Right.
Hold on. Look, man, come here. This is the
Cut
last
the
time I'm gonna talk to you,
malarkey.
man. Stop with the forearms to the chin, man.
Yeah,
Stop with
definitely
the
cut the
forearms.
malarkey.
You got enough rest over there? All right, man. Listen, stop with all this daggone forearms. All right, now y'all go ahead back and fight. I'm like, dog, how many times we gonna take a
Get it
break?
together, niggas.
How many times we gonna take a break?
That's
I remember, I think
He
Virgil
was
put
blowing me.
Madrimov in a headlock, and Madrimov got warned for putting his head down.
Man, that man, I literally saw
Crazy.
Virgil grab Magnumov and held him, and this referee broke it up and told Magnumov stop holding. I said, dog, he wasn't even the one holding. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that
But you
referee was
notice
he was
Bernard
making himself
Hopkins and
bigger
Oscar De
than.
La Hoya, they were in that ring before the fight started. So that was a Golden Boy fight. Pretty much, it was under the Riyadh season banner, but that was a Golden Boy fight. Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, that still don't
Is
make it.
Madrimov a Golden Boy fighter?
I
Magnumov,
think he's Metro.
I think he is a.
He's Metro, I believe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who he signed to.
Yeah, independent contractor. He just rumble
I
with
don't know. He
anybody.
fight on.
No, he's with Matchroom. He's with Matchroom.
I know he fight
Okay.
on his own.
Yeah, he with Matchroom.
But
But
all
yeah,
right.
Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, they had they weren't letting that go. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've
So one
invested
thing I
too much
will
in this
say,
kid.
some shocking performances on that card, some unexpected action, some stuff we definitely expected, and on top of that, a little bit of theatrics. So, card had things that you would definitely want a card to have. And for that,
Yeah,
you got to get them with that.
it was decent. Like I said, it wasn't the card of the century, but it was really good.
Nah, usually the card of the century won't be billed as the card of the century. And on top
Facts.
of that, if we're talking about boxing, that's already happened because it's going to be hard to top anything that Don King was pushing out back in the days.
If
He
you
was
know, you
having
know.
I
known
mean,
events.
look. The
You know,
card
you
of the
know.
century, fight of the century. That's just media narrative. We all know what that is. It's been multiple fights of the century. It all just depends on the people delivering. So I don't know if Kid Austin hadn't fell out, if Dubois hadn't fell out, if Shiraz wasn't a snoozer. You never know how people would be feeling about it today.
yeah.
I don't think Shiraz was a snoozer. I just think that Adamas came with something
Nah,
he
that was
wasn't
a
prepared
snoozer
for.
for the
I was
first
sleep,
8 rounds of the
though.
fight. I thought that was terrible.
I
Just
was
being
over.
honest.
I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
his
Adamas
performance and
definitely
his
picked it
performance
up at the
alone.
end. I give him that.
Oh, he just
I
being
definitely thought he
positive,
could have
but that
won,
was a
but that was
horrible
a
performance.
terrible fight to me. It was a
Yeah,
snoozer.
that was a bad judgment call because I had Shiraz beating Adonis before the fight happened, and then I saw the fight. I was like, dang, is Shiraz going to step on the gas? What is he doing? And then I'm sitting there like, dang. At the end of the fight, I was like, man,
They said he broke
Carlos
his.
Adonis won that.
They said he
He
broke.
won
Well,
that fight.
in the corner, you could hear it. He said he broke his hand in the third round.
And I'm sitting there like, man, Carlos Adonis won this fight. And then they did the cards, and they was like a draw. I was like, what? I was like, dog, that's not no daggone draw. I'm like, man,
That
that's
was nasty,
bogus.
free. That was so bogus.
Cause I
They set
wasn't
the
even going for Carlos Adonis.
they
Right.
Wasn't even
set the
going.
tone with the very first fight with that judgment too. Now I agree that Smith won the fight. Dog, that fight was a competitive fight. It was nowhere near what they had gave it on that one card.
It was one. I don't remember what fight it was, but it was one fight where we all had that fight. I think like 7-5, maybe 8-4 at the most, and one judge had it like 119, 110. I was like,
That was the
what
very
was he
first fight.
watching?
That was Buatsi versus Callum Smith.
Yeah. I'm like, no, okay, I had Kyler Smith winning, but what fight was they watching?
No,
Like,
but
no,
it's like I told you literally. I tell you guys every weekend before we had these big fights. It's always going to be one judge with a crazy scorecard, and it's not like it's one isolated card or it's just here and there. It's every weekend. It's every card. It's every fight.
Yeah,
One judge has a crazy scorecard.
yeah, we been
That's
said that.
boxing.
Come on.
And they
Yeah,
still
that
need to
don't
all
make
be
I've been
investigated.
paying attention to it. It's every weekend.
It is every
Nasty.
weekend. It's every event. And hell, they even had the AI on top of the stuff doing things, bro. It's crazy.
What you
I'm
say
about to
about the
watch
AI?
it.
What happened to the AI?
The AI was even judging crazy too.
Ah, man, you can't put no stock in AI right now. They still developing it. They still fleshing it out.
Yeah, it's not very good either.
Nah, you see the AI robot they had on Kaizen, that bro, like that's not no danger to the U.S. workforce. Like maybe another 10 or 20 years, but not right now.
I mean,
No, AI robot is not going to be able to judge a fight. Period. Not going to be able to judge a fight unless you
Yeah.
got a fight where you got gloves that got a daggone sensor in it and letting them know when it hit. That joint is not going to be able to judge a fight, dog.
Oh, facts. That's actually a good idea though. But I don't know with that fighter safety, but I don't know. But that's actually a good idea.
hey, I usually agree with you, Mark, but man, you tripping, dude. That's not no good idea, man.
That is a good idea to have sensors in the gloves so you could detect so you could better detect what punches land
So somebody get
versus
a
judging with your
Mexican.
eyes.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be nasty work. They're gonna be manipulating them with some kind of computers. I don't want to see that. I want to see them put the judges in the room, like we
Man, don't
said.
believe
Let them
how
watch it on the
the
TV, BVO, like we do. We see more than the judges do. Why do we see more than the actual judges?
Man,
Why?
ain't nothing gonna change. You still gonna have that one crazy
It's
scorecard
like
because somebody
baseball.
getting in the
Baseball didn't
envelope.
want to implement the instant replay because they believe in their old ways. Boxing is I don't want to see no. I don't want it to go too futuristic with no daggone AI. The AI is not going to be able to judge a fight like Free said. I don't want to see no damn sensors and no
Yeah,
gloves. They can manipulate that
yeah.
with a
AI,
computer,
AI
and the
can't.
hackers will be
AI
hacking
not
the
gonna be
damn
able to
AI
fight.
tell.
needs time.
No, the AI is not going to be able to tell which punch was more effective than the next punch because one person can hit somebody with a soft jab. That's going to be a punch landed. Another person can hit them with a wide hook and rock them. That's going to be a punch landed. They're not going. They're going to say, "Okay, he
Right.
landed a punch and
We
he
might as well
landed a
go back
punch."
to amateur boxing.
But
Free.
the hook was the more effective punch. But you're
Let's
going
go
to
back
just
to
the
amateur
AI.
boxing. Be free. Let's just
Yeah.
take it back. Let's just do that.
I mean,
No, we
hell, maybe
can't. We
we
can't.
should.
No,
We
I'm
can't
just
do
being
that.
sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic because,
Oh,
like, what do you want some AI to do? We might as well go back
yeah.
to amateur boxing. Let the computers do it. Then go ahead. You got it.
Yo. Speaking of amateur boxing video, man, you tap into Ohio and see if we can get some of that Tony to come on, do some interviews.
we got a couple guys coming up, but we got Mickey Bates gonna be on the show Thursday. You know, I'm not sure if it's final, but Malik Scott's supposed to be coming on Friday, so we just trying to lock it down. 'Cause we got the
That's what's
interview. We
up.
got the interview. Joseph Brown, man, I think he's probably the
Yeah.
best guy I've ever interviewed
Yeah, Joseph
by
Bryan. Joseph
far.
Bryan is a good young dude. Me and CDK also interview Felix Trinidad's nephew
Yeah.
That's what's
later
up.
on. Yeah,
That was
and
tough. Y'all go check
he's
that out if
12
y'all
and
ain't
one.
checked
Yeah,
that out.
he's 12 and 1, and he sparred with a lot of people, a lot of name fighters. Like he sparred with Devin Haney, with Tank Davis, with Fernando Vargas Jr. He was naming off a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Thomas Delome, Chris Eubank. It was a
Very
lot of
well
guys that he was
spoken,
naming.
very well spoken young man.
Yeah,
If y'all
pretty.
didn't see that interview, y'all go check that out and smash the like button and drop a comment too, bro. That was a fire interview.
Yeah, he fought a lot of guys. When I say a lot of guys, a lot. And he had a lot of interesting takes on certain fights too.
Joseph Brown too. T Hill to give you a little thing on the one that they was talking about who beat up Chris Eubanks real bad, where they kicked him out the gym.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
They kicked
yeah,
him out the gym.
yeah. He's one of Floyd's young fighters.
Oh yeah, I heard about him. Yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah, that's the one who like to wait at the bus stop too much, man. That's his only problem. He gonna be at that bus stop waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to my man T Hill. We're gonna do a show. Shout out to the young neighborhoods. We're gonna do some stuff about the red and the blue. And I got my research, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Like I said, we got some big things going on with the Sports Talk Network. We got some new funding out that I just heard about. So we doing some things, man. Shout out to CDK. Shout out to Thomas Hill. Shout out to Puerto Rican Tommy. Shout out to D Free. Shout out to my man Prize. Sugarcane Markey. Shout out to my man B3. Shout out to my man DS3. We doing some big things. Shout out my
Shout
man
out
Juan.
to
We on
shout
the
out
way
to
up, man.
shout out to Crush.
Definitely shout out to my man Crush the Legend. Great show today. And wait till y'all see it tomorrow, man. And on that note, we out of here, y'all. Oh.
Peace.
And I want to say this, man. Welcome back to my guy Prize. He was just in some trouble with that puff stuff. He's free. They let him
What?
go. I want everybody to know, get everybody update. He's not the baby oil mule like they thought. No, he's not.
What are you talking about,
What?
bro? Where does that come from?
A lot of
Where
people
are you
said you was a
talking about?
baby oil
I know he
mule, and
want to put that no.
I'm
He
just
want to
trying to
put that
find out
no
where
diddy.
we getting off the
Whoa.
show. We left it. We had a great
on that
show,
note, we gone.
and we
Y'all.
was leaving, and
Peace.
here you go with some crazy stuff. What is happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe and join the community. Have a great night.